Year 12's Watch Me Identify 20 Language Features and Argument Analysis based on the 2024 VCE English exam paper, section C. Today is just going to be a clip from my argument analysis lesson pack recording. It's just a 2-hour recording of me going through argument analysis, breaking it down, how to write it, writing an intro, writing body paragraphs, essay planning, how to analyze, just kind of going through literally every step that I want you to go through when doing argument analysis. But yeah, if you're new here and you don't know me, my name is Launa from Launa Tutors. As the channel suggests, I'm an English tutor. I've been tutoring for a very long time. I have probably a few hundred hours under my belt. I've tutored about 120, 130 students. And I also have a bunch of resources. I think I have 17 at the moment, and I've sold, I think, over 950 copies. So, you know, students like them. They're rated pretty highly. 4.7, like, is the lowest rating I have for a product, but most of them are 5 out of 5. And you can check out all my testimonials. In terms of ATAR, I got a 97, and for English, I got a Rule 44. I would also like to mention I got a 44 in History of Evolutions because I feel like that ties into the skill for humanities. But anyways, I hope that you enjoy this video. Now that all the
Now let's start actually reading through the piece, and I'm gonna make a few little comments here and there, just for analysis purposes. But yeah, let's get started. So, Sandy Gestalt begins by saying, "Thank you for attending this emergency meeting to vote on the future of our local gym. We find ourselves in an uncomfortable position, but as a group of people who have worked out together for years, we know that together we can save our local gym and ensure its future." All right, so already there's a little bit of context. Obviously, it's in the background information box, but usually at the start of a piece, you can find a bit of context for the piece too. Sandy's also using the words we a lot, and I know that examiners don't like it when you just say inclusive language, right? But I'm just pointing this out. She's using the word we a lot. She's using a bit of humor. She's saying the word together a lot and emphasizing it. And she's making jokes like worked together, worked out together, you know? So I would say that the tone is infused with a little bit of humor, a little bit of lightheartedness, at least at the beginning. Now, before we move on to possible solutions for a situation, I want to acknowledge the history and the value of our local gym to both you, our members, and the wider community. Our local gym has been in operation for 47 years. We built it from scratch with council support, local fundraisers, and fees from you, our members. We have for years been a safe space for all people and for all the young and young at heart. Again, a little bit of the tongue-in-cheek vibe, young and young at heart, work together, worked out together. Okay. And again, there's like an appeal to community, right? Here is kind of like togetherness, like we're in this together. This acknowledges it as a community and even positions it as a safe space for all people. So it's already Sandy's already reframing our local gym as, I guess, like a very inclusive gym, right? I've never been to this gym. I don't think it's real. But what I'm seeing through the words here is implying that it accepts all types of people and it's for a community rather than a type of person, if that makes sense. And this is further reinforced as we continue going on. This space is where you have built your fitness, your strength, and your confidence. Again, a lot of a lot of reference to the second person, you, right? Which are the members sitting down there. While larger commercial gyms have flourished, they cater for a different clientele, for people who are perhaps looking for a more competitive place to achieve their fitness goals. People who flock like moths to the flame to shiny new equipment, giant flat screen TVs, obviously loud music, matching athleisure wear, and those who love posting gym selfies on their socials. But our local gym has never been that. We just provide an opportunity for anyone to experience success at any level of fitness. At our local, we value acceptance for all bodies and all fitness journeys. We train for life. Oh my gosh, the amount of times I use the word all, we get it, you're inclusive. But what's going on here is also they're kind of like comparing themselves to other gyms. Like, okay, I don't know if you've seen like what a pick me girl is, but a pick me, and I'm not gonna voice my comments on it because I think that pick me is a little bit overused. But essentially what it means is I'm different from other girls, so you should pick me, right? And this is what's happening here. This is a pick me gym. Not saying that it's a bad gym. Again, it's not real. But Sandy Gestalt is saying that we're not like other gyms. Other gyms are for selfies and for athleisure and they're shiny. We actually care about your fitness goals and your body, and we don't care what type of body you have. We care about you as a person, right? And so both Pick Me Girl and Pick Me Gym use a comparative technique. They're comparing themselves to emphasize a particular trait that they have that other people don't have. And in this case, the particular trait this gym has is that they are very inclusive and very accessible and for community. So I hope that comparison makes sense. They also use a little bit of like derogation when referencing their opposition. So talking about them being obnoxiously loud, matching athleisure wear and posting gym selfies. This kind of implies that they're superficial, and doing it for superficial reasons. So whereas like Gestalt is framing themselves as a bit more down to earth and real. So that's what's happening here. However, we have recently lost the annual council grant we have relied on for decades to keep our local open. As you know, again, it's a very casual language. Like, as you know, like, we all know this is going on, right? We tried to appeal the council to reverse this decision, but unfortunately, we missed the deadline. Oh, girl, that's on you. And the funding has already been reallocated. The council grant was important to keep our local for two reasons. It supported the maintenance of our building and enabled us to keep our fees low in line with the needs and lived experience of a community. Again, going back to community, we're doing this for you. We're a gym and we're doing this for you. To be fair, I don't think that they're necessarily like super for profit because they're focusing on council grants. But then again, I don't know this gym. Um, and it's interesting what's going on here, right? They've kind of tried to butter you up a little bit and been like, oh, like remember all the good times, and then now they're shifting the tone into something that's a little bit more desperate, maybe bleak. In seeking alternative funding, we have considered a series of bleak options, raising admission costs beyond what our community, including young families, refugees, and seniors, can afford. Notice how they're like referencing very vulnerable communities or like vulnerable stakeholders, young families, right? They're probably using all their money to raise their kids. Refugees, they're probably experiencing their own issues and I don't know, don't want to put in too much money into a gym. Seniors, probably on their pension. I don't know. Um, but you notice how they aren't saying like teenagers who like working out or young adults who want to stay fit. They're referencing specifically vulnerable stakeholders. Privatizing the fitness center or closing the facility entirely and watching our local be demolished and turn into a car park. Ooh, look at the language, demolished. Car park, right? Where the visuals here is like flattened. But we have found another option, a lifeline. We have been approached by a company about the neglected shopfront on the south side of the building. This group sees real potential in the vintage grassroots community vibe of our building. Again, community, we get it. The proposal includes an agreement that they will upgrade the shopfront at their expense and they will pay us rent, which will cover what we have lost in the council grant. This will guarantee our locals low membership and admission fees and may even leave extra funds for upgrades. The group is Long Live Lollies. Ooh, okay, it's interesting how they drop the bomb here. Throughout the whole piece, they haven't really said who the proposal is from, right? And after stating all the positives and being like, oh, they're gonna pay us rent, maybe there's more room for like upgrades. Now they say it's a lolly store. Why is this controversial? Because a gym and a lolly store in the same area. It's contradictory, right? And so, Long Live Lollies is a popular confectionery company. You might be familiar with this brand. They sell lollies at reasonable prices in a retro themed shop. You notice how they're already trying to like pull together some similarities between them and the lolly shop. Reasonable prices, right? They focus on affordability and accessibility to the community. Recently, their own lease has been terminated, and this offers a chance for us for a win-win situation. Now, immediately they go into a rebuttal.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it helped and that you enjoyed it. Sorry to cut off a little bit abrupt. I am terrible at editing, but the full recording is on launatutors.com. You can search up, or you can just see on the website, how to write an argument analysis essay 2-hour video lesson or 2-hour recording. Again, it goes through literally everything. This is just a really, really tiny part from the start. But I hope that you like my teaching style. I hope that you gain something from this and kind of like by osmosis. Actually, no, it's not osmosis. You watched it. But like, I hope you gained a better understanding of how to identify language features. If your intuition is saying there's something going on here, the author is trying to do something here, chances are there probably is something there. And, you know, if you can't name the device or whatever is going on, just underline it and ask yourself what is happening, right? What are they trying to do? If you don't know like the words comparative technique, you can just say the author is comparing, right? Look, I don't even remember all of the language devices and the names and technical stuff, but you can describe what's going on. Just try to make sure it's really brief because the examiners don't want a massive piece on how language functions, right? This is how language functions to serve a purpose of persuading an audience. But yeah, anyways, please check out launatutors.com. And again, I have a ton of other resources. I have High Ground Study Guide, Castle Study Guide, Sunset Boulevard, and Memory Police sample essays. I have the exam preparation workshop for 2025 that I really recommend for all students. It goes through section A, B, and C. No matter what level you are in English, I still recommend it because it just goes through like the whole exam. Plus it has like 5 resources included. I have a practice exam on my website as well. I just kind of have a bit of everything, so please check it out and let me know if this video was helpful and any other videos I can make to help you feel a little bit more ready for your exam. But yeah, good luck, and if you have any questions, comment below or message me on Instagram or email me at launatutors@gmail.com. Yeah, good luck.